Hello, I'm Bill Bullard with RCAF USA, the voice of the independent cattle producer in the United States of America. Well, just a year shy of 2 decades ago, on July 16th of 2002, RCAF USA co-founder and former board member Herman Schumacher from Harriet, South Dakota, testified before the U.S. Senate Agricultural Committee. And Herman said this: "We are convinced that the use of packer-owned cattle and other captive supply sources are the tools used by the concentrated packing industry to strategically disrupt the competitiveness of our markets. And we are convinced that the problem has grown beyond the capabilities of the U.S. Department of Agriculture to address. We therefore believe Congress should immediately take the following steps." And Herman then listed those steps that Congress should have taken. They include a ban on packer ownership of livestock, a ban on unpriced formula contracts, more transparency in cattle markets, including a ban on confidential contracts, and the establishment of a special counsel for competition matters. So now, 2 decades later, it's deja vu all over again. Congress did not implement Herman's solutions, and so the chronically dysfunctional market of 2 decades ago was not subject to any reforms. And now we have an acutely dysfunctional market. And the solutions Herman offered back then are now needed more than ever if we are to preserve America's cattle farming and ranching industry as we know it today. But make no mistake, the acutely dysfunctional cattle market of today is exactly the market that the very powerful meatpacking lobby fought successfully to achieve over the past 2 decades. They wanted no reforms back then, and they want no reforms right now. That means we have to defeat their efforts to maintain the status quo, which means we have to defeat them at their own political game that has successfully held Congress at bay for 2 long decades. And that means we have to become the force that moves Congress. Well, how do we do that? How do we become the force that moves Congress? Well, here's how. To be the force that can move Congress, we must look like a force that can move Congress. And to look like a force that can move Congress, we need to demonstrate our growing size and our resolve. We've been building a foundation for that over the past many years by growing our national membership to almost 5,500 members in 45 states. Now, a growing membership demonstrates force. We've also been doing that over the past few years at our annual conventions. Last year, for example, when many conventions were canceled, we had a record attendance of almost 400 cattle producers from 25 states. Now, that demonstrates force. And now, coming up next month, we'll have an opportunity to demonstrate even greater force during our 22nd annual convention that will be held at the Rushmore Plaza Civic Center in Rapid City, South Dakota from August 18th through the 20th. Now, reflecting the fact that RCAF USA was instrumental in bringing awareness to Congress, the courts, and the administration regarding the deteriorated and dysfunctional beef supply chain, the theme for this year's convention is True Grit, the Path Forward. We invite everyone to come to this year's convention. You won't want to miss it, and we don't want you to miss it either. This is a working convention put on by working cattle producers just like you, and geared exclusively to you and your fellow cattle producers, whether you're a cow-calf producer, backgrounder, stocker, or a cattle feeder. And you will hear from and meet the attorneys who have been representing the U.S. cattle industry in such landmark cases as our historic antitrust lawsuit against the Big Four packers, and our mandatory RFID, or radio frequency identification case, and our 2 beef checkoff cases. You will also learn about other important issues impacting the profitability of your farm and ranch operation, including the truth behind the Global Roundtable for Sustainable Beef and the 30 by 30 plan. We'll have a panel discussion with livestock auction yard owners, and new this year will be a panel of small meat processors. August 18th is the beginning. It's Property Rights Day, with the convention kicking off the morning of the 19th and running through the 20th. Pre-registration ends August 1st, so please go to our website at r-calfusa.com to register by August 1st and to get more information. With 2 decades of grit and determination behind us, we have finally set the stage to fix your broken cattle markets. And with your support and participation, we will be the force that overcomes the political pressure of the meatpacking lobby And we will cause Congress and the administration to take action that actually benefits America's cattle farmers and ranchers. So thank you. And we hope to see you soon in Rapid City, South Dakota, August 18th through the 20th. With that, have a productive week. Thank you and goodbye.